right, call this meeting to order at 10:35. Kevin, can you get a roll call, please?
Yep. President Mark Shepard.
Present.
Vice President Kevin Hill, I am present. Director of Finance Jason Cole.
Present.
Then Shep, Model UN, Engineering Club. So there are 3 out of 3 executive officers present and no clubs present.
All right, with 3 out of 3 present, form has been met. We'll go ahead and move on to adoption of the agenda. If there are no objections, we'll go ahead and adopt the agenda. Hearing none, seeing none, the agenda has been adopted. Move on to approval of the minutes. We're going to postpone December 7th. I haven't been able to locate those. But January 25th was sent out in an email this morning. And I will send out February 1st. I just received it. I'll send out February 1st. So if we need to, go ahead and just approve January 25th minutes. And we'll postpone December 7th and February 1st till next week if there are no objections. Hearing none, seeing none, January 25th minutes have been approved. December 7th, February 1st will be postponed till next week. Moving on to chair's message. Hello, everybody. February 24th is going to be virtual club day. I was able to advertise that in the executive leadership team meeting yesterday. They're super stoked about it. The operations is willing to help us if we need any PPE equipment for any type of events that we want to host. So I talked to Cheryl on ELT, so it was good. Hopefully everybody's semester is going well, and look forward to hopefully returning back to normal operations. I think phase 2 of 3 phases of opening completely will be February 22nd. I think supposedly phase 3 final phase to open fully will be in March, depending on numbers of COVID cases and such data. So look forward to that. Besides that, we'll go ahead and move on to advisor's message. Brett, take it away.
All right, y'all, I'll be quick. Mark touched on it. Some classes are back, those hard to convert classes. Most other classes that were on ground will come back Tuesday, the 22nd. There's a food pantry today, so if anyone's in need, it starts at 11. I think it goes till 1 or they run out of food supplies. It's over there by the ranch house. And then the next one is that first day back, the 22nd. Club day, as of this morning, we've had 1 club sign up. So hopefully more clubs are going to sign up. I would hesitate to do a club day if only 3 clubs have signed up to be there. So we can talk about that here in a sec. Other than that, that's really all I have. Enrollment has dipped down again. So tell your friends, tell your loved ones to sign up for a class. I don't have all the numbers. I just know that there's a percentage dip in enrollment from this time last year. So it's almost 2 years since we've been sitting on Zoom for C.A.E.B and Senate meetings, kind of a trip. And then I guess the last thing would be there's no lobby date yet, lobby day date yet. Some dates were floated out to the advisors yesterday and we offered our feedback. So one of them that they wanted was the day of club day, and luckily other colleges couldn't do it that day either. So it's looking like the first week of March, but no date set yet. So I will let everyone know when that happens. And Mark, that's all I have. Thanks.
Awesome, Brett. Thank you very much. Interesting about the lobby day, though. So hopefully we can definitely get a date in and have a nice return on that. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, which would be public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB clubs, the events board may briefly respond to statements made, questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASBK President for the item of discussion placed on future agenda. At this time, do we have any public comment? No public comment. Hearing none, seeing none. Move on to appointments and swearing in. We do not have any appointments or swearing in. Move on to unfinished business, which there is no unfinished business. And move on to new business. Item 10.1, virtual club day planning for March. From this time shall be reserved to discuss and potentially take action on virtual club day planning for March. At this time, seeking a motion to discuss item 10.1.
I move to speak about item 10.1.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. The person moving the motion has the opportunity to speak about it, or you can pass it on.
I'll just pass.
Awesome. So it's basically the same thing. I just want to go ahead and get the ball going for March Club Day. Just wanted to kind of open chat real quick. I know that February 24th is coming around the corner for the February Club Day. My goal is to be able to do something at least every month, once a month, to give the clubs the opportunity to let their fellow students know about which clubs are active on campus. So I'm hoping March we will be able to be on grounds and possibly be able to do a on ground maybe during the day and then a virtual, kind of do like a hybrid. That's something that's never been done. I don't know if we have the capability of going live on ground, in March. So I don't know if that's something that we could work out logistically wise. I'd be more than willing to take the opportunity to do that. Like I said, I just really wanted to kind of get the ball going in March. So I don't know if you guys have any suggestions or any themes that maybe we can plan for March.
So first of all, when in March are we thinking about having this? That's the first question.
Probably the same time. Around the 20th. Depending on the scheduling or the schedules, there's no exams or anything like that. Correct? No, I think your finals are in when?
I think it's midterm time, but I'm not sure when the midterms are happening.
I mean midterms, yeah. Brett,
I have one that week.
You have one what week?
The week of the 20th.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure then that's probably when they are. So either we can do, the week before. We can all, I'm pretty much sure we can either TBD it until next week, maybe when other clubs are active to get some more feedback. If that's what everybody's willing to do, or Brett, do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I'm looking at the calendar right now. We're in week 5, if I did my math right. 6, 7, 8. So midterms are usually like that first week of March, but each class is different, right? They have 3 tests, 4 tests. So I think that week is I lost my count. I don't have the exact week number, I'm sorry, but there's no real designated time or like midterm time, like finals. It's up to each class, so it's hard to predict that.
Okay. With that being said, like I said, we can TBD it with the date for March. If that's okay, or if there's no objections to that, we can postpone the set date for March, but then we can maybe focus on a theme. My suggestion is I was just thinking about maybe possibly having it before finals to turn around and give students, swag, pencils and test strips from the library, You know, Brett, were you able to contact library to find out about any type of purchasing?
Oh, the bookstore?
Yeah, the bookstore.
No, the day I was supposed to go to campus, my wife's car had issues. So
That's okay.
I'll do that today. I'm in interviews all day, so I can shoot him an email in between interviews.
All right, cool. If maybe we can purchase some Scantrons, and then maybe hand those out. You know, as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, you could do Scantrons, whatever other swag they have, hoodies, sweatshirts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd still be kind of cool outside to do hoodies or anything like that. Any other suggestions for possible theme or what we can do for March?
I think the obvious theme would be like St. Patrick's time, so it'd be like a green theme.
Right.
My only concern with that is that it's hard to do a theme virtually, and like having a set theme requires us like being in person. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any other suggestions on what we could do for you know? I know I mentioned to ELT that you know our goal is to be able to do a on ground club day in front of the STEM Center, and they were ecstatic about that. You know, and we got a lot of support back from that.
I bet they were.
Yeah.
Another thing we could do is like a spring theme. For two reasons actually. One, because March is like near the end of March is the beginning of spring. Also to be like this guy, like we can celebrate like Mars, the god of the sun. So we have like a sun warm theme, like warmth themed spring club day. So we get like think about like warming your hearts for the semester, like warming your spirit.
Yeah, I like that. Jason, you got any suggestions?
Yeah, maybe something spring related would be good. I'm not sure what I don't have any extra ideas like swag rat wise, what we could give out or anything.
All right. All right. So if we want to do that, I like that. I like that idea. You know, so I'm thinking that's something that we can possibly do. And then once we hear back from the bookstore, then we can make a purchase of internal, you know, some stuff, some swag. I know if we try to do it with foreign print, it won't be here in time, probably.
It will not. It will not.
I know. They actually have a pretty quick turnaround. I know it depends on how much you order, because if you order $1,000,
The issue is the business office. That's what the issue is with foreign print.
yes,
From my experience.
correct.
Not that I was president ever, but you know.
But BSO has been supposedly changing, getting better. So you know, let's give them some credit on that. Let's see if it works. With that being said, we can postpone that until we have a more active board as far as the club's participation and suggestions.
I'd also like to add before we wrap this up that if we do choose the theme of spring, even if the date gets postponed or pushed back, the theme still works.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike a March theme, where if we get switched back to we redo the entire theme again. So this is something to think about right there.
Okay. So even if we have to push it, you mean push it off until
like April, the first week of April, spring still fit the theme.
Yeah, I like that. So just in case if we have to push it off until April due to you know, timing of midterms and such, then that's cool. I like that. I like that idea. So that's why we can TBD the date or anything like that. So how about if there's no objections, we'll go ahead and postpone item 10.1 and we'll go ahead and put it on unfinished business for next week. All right, seeing no objections, we'll go ahead and table item 10.1 and put it on for unfinished business for next week. Moving to item 10.2, we carry events. Seeking a motion at this time to speak about item 10.2, we carry event.
I move to discuss. I'm just take action on item 10.2. We care event.
I second that.
Awesome. It's been moved and seconded. Since it's been moved by Kevin, do you want to speak about it?
Go ahead. I'll pass it.
All right, awesome. So came up with an idea. I want to kind of get the board's feedback. Basically same thing as Club Day, but just a specific event on grounds, not virtual, but more on grounds, to let the students know that we care. We're here for them. I want to see if it's possible to reach out to Student Senate and have their input, and senators and our executives to kind of help table the event, and make this an A.S.B. total in general, both clubs and events board and Student Senate. As Student Senate has more funds, we would like to see if they would be interested in collaborating with clubs and events board on creating an event. Can I get some feedback from the board, please?
I think making it a whole board event is a good idea, because I think one thing that we really lack is manpower, and one thing that they lack is events. So I feel like if we plan the event and we use their manpower, we can make like a whole encompassing successful event. And it accomplishes like both of our areas of peer review. So ours being like student life on the campus, and theirs being student advocacy. So I think we can pair those two up really well. So I think that's going to involve both boards.
All right. Any other feedback?
Are we able to do, I remember we were speaking about this before we went on break, but are we able to do anything with food? Because I think that would draw in a lot of people if there's a opportunity of free food.
So from my understanding, we are allowed to do something with food, but it has to be pre-packaged, not open, and not free food, like
Not prepared.
Like prepared, yeah. It has to be packaged, sealed, completely, to that capacity.
It's pretty much like the high school food rule. Like you can't bring food to class that isn't already pre-sealed so you don't poison anybody. That's pretty much the rule is.
Right. So if there's some suggestions on the food thing, I'm completely. I mean, everybody loves free food.
So I wonder, is Oak Cafe in business right now?
They're coming back. I think this week they're doing like a soft opening, or next week. I don't know if they're able to, if they want to do like a bigger event like Aramark always used to do. I'd have to reach out to their contact person over there, but yeah, food's going to be a little trickier now that Aramark's not there. It could be better. I mean, I think it will, but setting up the first time might be a little tricky with who we can use and what we can get and all that stuff.
Okay, so good.
Because my thought was, if we do use Oak Cafe and they were down with it, the purchasing of food would be a lot easier, because we just like transfer the money into their business account versus having to do like someone gets the credit card out, buys all the food, waits for reimbursement. That may not happen. So just thoughts.
Yeah, I'll have to kind of see what our options are. That's a great question. I know. So back in August, before school started, the Black Student Success Center did a kind of welcoming event or outreach event, and they had your favorite, Kevin. They had Chipotle. I don't know how they arranged that though. I got to figure that out.
Okay, so to my understanding, and I'm allowed to I asked before I'm going to speak on this. I don't have the vendor's name or anything like that, but our VP Ku and myself and some others, I'm actually tied in on the email chain with the vendors. I guess we do have some vendors, food vendors. That was a major concern for the students that are on campus. You know, are we going to be able to get food, snacks? I think they're going to do some type of lunchbox-ish type system, prepackaged meals and such. I don't know if Starbucks is coming back. I don't know if they're going to change it to another coffee thing. I don't think so, Brett. Yeah, you're shaking your head no. So I'm not too sure about what they're going to do. But I do know that we will be having some food vendors coming soon, real soon. I think they're in the final negotiation of the contracts. So I will definitely, once I'm allowed to release who it is or what it is, I'll definitely let everybody know. But I was lucky enough to be included into just the communication part of it. Obviously, not no decision making. Just because of, you know, Clubs and Events Board does host a lot of events, and we would like to have an approved vendor, you know, to do the food. So President Dixon made sure that I was included into that, at least communication log of it. So as soon as I find out and it's official, I'll definitely be able to let you guys know. I'm all for the food events, you know, but I'm just kind of, I'm wondering if instead of doing an actual food event, if we're allowed to buy internally some gift cards to Oak Cafe. Brett, is that possible?
Possible.
Let the student go get whatever food they want.
Yeah, I don't know if they have that. Everything's just kind of in the air because of staffing, their food like quantities. So I'm gonna have to have an in-depth conversation with their faculty coordinator on that. That's gonna be a tricky one.
But I think what Jason's point was more than having food is to have like food as an attractor to get people there, necessarily as like a prize for coming. Because I feel like gift cards, like unless you plan on giving out like 250 gift cards, which is one that we don't have, like it's not really used as an attraction piece. Versus someone like walking by saying, "Oh, hey, there's a bagel." I'm gonna hear what they have to say.
Yeah, yeah, that's
If
fair.
we collaborate with Student Senate, then as far as funds wise, then that shouldn't be a problem to at least have some type of you know, we can use that as swag, you know, or gifts. But I'm trying to think of any.
I can explain it at a different time, but using 72 funds for gift cards is really hard. From what my experience was, at least, it's really hard to use 71 fund or 72 funds for gift cards because you have to prove that you're using them for advocacy. Which is the main like struggle with the gift cards, is that you can't like say I'm advocating for this. Here's a gift card. So
we couldn't add it into an informational package. You know, just say if we were advocating and letting students know about the available resources that are on campus, and just say if I partnered with Beaver Cares program and allocated funds or had some funds allocated to the Beaver Cares program, and Beaver Cares program is the one that purchased the gift cards, and then they turn around and hand out, you know, be a part of the event. I think that's all going within the scopes of our Constitution and bylaws and stuff. Brett, do you know if that's?
Are you talking about the gift cards?
Yeah.
So not to get too in the weeds here, but there is some conversations about changing kind of how advocacy funds can be used. I'm still hesitant to use gift cards with any 72 funds. So again, I wish I had an answer for you. I'm gonna have to do some more homework on that because I don't want you all to plan stuff and expect those to be available. And then I come in at the last minute, our business office says no. So we might have to be flexible around that issue.
Okay. That's completely, understandable. Definitely want to stay within guidelines. So yeah, so maybe we can figure out another alternative, or gift ideas that we can hand out and stay within the perimeters of our guidelines for 72 funds. I just definitely want to just kind of get everybody's opinion on this item to possibly collaborate with Student Senate. So I'll reach out to President Barrows and see if they are interested in possibly putting on the agenda, not for this week, obviously, but for next week, and kind of discuss what it might look like and have an open forum, open discussion with their board as well. Does that sound pleasable or feasible to everybody? Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Alrighty. Any other suggestions on related to like the We Care, any ideas on how we can show our fellow constituents, that we're here for them? All right, hearing none, seeing none.
Let me get some time to think about it, and I'll get back to you next week on some ideas.
Yeah, awesome. So, I mean, if we want to, let's we'll go ahead and the same thing with item 10.1, 10.2. We'll go ahead and place those both under unfinished business, and kind of have more of a discussion on it, and go from there. Sound good with everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. Is committee reports. I think we have none right now. Board member reports or announcements. Are there any board member reports or announcements?
But if anyone else wants to be a secretary, let me know. But besides that, just that the last day to request a pass or fail, I believe, is either this Friday or was last Friday. Which means we're getting to the point where you're going to start. It's going to be harder to get a W if you want to withdraw from the class. So I just keep those like days marked out, so it's not surprised when you can't pull out of a class. I think that's it for me.
Alrighty. Any other board member reports and or announcements? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, go ahead and move on to second public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB Clubs and Events Board may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASB C.A.E.B President for the item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. At this time, do we have any public comment? Hearing none, seeing none, go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is adjournment. If there are no objections, we will adjourn this meeting at 11:05. Hearing none and seeing none, this meeting is now officially adjourned at 11:05.